See, that's a new one. I didn't even add my my video to the screen like I was supposed to. Whatever. Welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You, of course, are watching Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, live in Guyton, Georgia. It is Wednesday, May the 7th, 2025. I'm live here on 12 on Sports via YouTube and X, and I do remind you and urge you to subscribe to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, Utah Mammoth hockey. Don't worry, I'll explain. I'm basically going to be answering the question, should the NLL and Mammoth fans have an issue with this? Again, if you haven't heard, I'll explain to you in a minute. NLL Awards finalists have been announced, as I reported to yesterday on the show, and I'll react to some of the ones that really caught my attention. Also, 2026 chances, the Colorado Mammoth. We'll talk about how the 8-10 Mammoth could possibly improve. Will they improve? What needs to get better next season? We want to remind you this show is presented, as always, by the ticketing platform at 12onsports.com. Be sure to go there to 12ozsports.com. Click the tickets tab, and there you can search for your favorite sports team. And don't worry, they have all the sports, not just the NLL, and all your favorite music artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater. The catch is the tickets are for less money. So if you don't go there and get your tickets, you're literally like hurting your own wallet. And that's okay. That's on you. But I'm just saying, why not? I mean, yeah, does it help me out in the 12 on Sports crew? Absolutely. But is that the reason you're doing it? No. You're doing it so you can save money. See, we can kiss our own butt all the time if we want to. Like Paul Rabel kisses his own butt cheeks every day. You'll see the new Peyton Manning collaboration he's doing on ESPN+. I'll get to that tomorrow. But I'm just saying, we don't like to do that here, but it does help us when you do that. It helps you even more than it helps us, probably, actually. Alrighty, folks. Let's get into the big news that broke today. And listen, guys, I understand the frustration from NLL fans, but we're going to get into it, okay? I called this segment They Not Like Us, okay? Kendrick Lamar reference, if you knew that. You knew that. Okay. We knew, for those of you that follow sports, especially like I do, you knew the Utah Hockey Club was a thing. It was, I believe, the 32nd expansion the 32nd franchise for the NHL. It might be the 31st, but I think it's 32nd. I'm pretty sure the Kraken were the 31st. I could be wrong. Whatever. 31 or 32 teams, Utah Hockey Club. Had a really good year, actually, but much like the Washington football team, shout out to the Redskins. I shouldn't say that. But much like the Washington football team, you couldn't do that forever. And I know people are going to say, well, it was unique. Well, here's the thing. It was only unique because no one else was stupid enough to do it. But only every team's a hockey club, okay? And you're like, well, what does this have to do with lacrosse? Well, the other logo on there is also a mammoth. So the Utah Hockey Club had some votes and some, I don't really know if it was a fan vote, but basically it was like the Utah Yetis were in there. Even though, this is crazy. I know the cooler company, the Yeti, is very famous, but holy cow! Are you really that? Are these people that narcissistic that they can't? I don't even know if that's the correct word to use here, but it's you care that much about your stupid cooler lines. You couldn't let the hockey team have it. Cool, whatever. As bad as that is, though, it was weird seeing the Mammoth pop up. It was well, if we're going to do that with the cooler company, why not the NLL company? And I hear your frustration. It's on one side, lacrosse fans are tired of hearing about Pat Spencer being a lacrosse legend. Now he plays for the Golden State Warriors. We have to keep doing that. And I am kind of getting behind that wagon. I get it, even though I was guilty of it when they played a bunch of minutes when Steph Curry went down. But on the same breath as you say that, lacrosse fans taking this one too far. And I want to first say, I could not explain to you how much love I had the Colorado Mammoth fans getting in the comments on Twitter and Instagram and roasting the Utah Mammoth. And listen, I loved it because I'm an NLL fan. I like lacrosse more than I like hockey, even though I respect both sports. I'm obviously a bigger lacrosse, basketball, and football fan. But here's the thing, the biggest argument toward they stole our logo. And shout out to the Colorado Mammoth Instagram and Twitter team. Their social media team did say, we've been the Mammoth since 2003, hashtag Tusk up, okay? I love that. I thought it was good fun. Here's the deal. Do me a favor and Google the names of the baseball teams and the National Football League teams. I have a sad truth for people, and there might be more examples, but this is the one that sticks out. The Arizona Cardinals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, like that's the argument. Like, it's okay. And at first, it seems kind of unfair, especially because NLL fans, we're already shafted, especially the longtime fans. And to be fair, the Colorado Mammoth are probably like one of the 4 best franchises. And I'm not including the ones with Joe Tsai money. Like, I don't care about the Seals. I do care. I don't want to mention the Seals and the Desert Dogs in the same breath just because they have Joe Tsai. But the Colorado Mammoth, the Thunderbirds, the Roughnecks, and the Bandits have a great fan base. Even the Toronto Rock, for crying out loud. The Rush used to, whatever. We're splitting hairs here. The fact is, Colorado is one of the teams that really has a say in the matter. Like, there was a guy on Twitter that was literally telling people, like, oh, no one cares about lacrosse. And like, the problem with hockey fans saying that is the Buffalo Bandits sell more tickets than the Buffalo Sabres. And that, I'm glad the Bandits exist, but I'm just saying, we can't, hockey fans best not entertain that notion that no one likes lacrosse, especially that most hockey players play lacrosse or both growing up. Like, give me a break. But yeah, Colorado Mammoth fans, I love the passion. But media members doing this, we can't. Guys, come on. I know at first, again, we want to be exclusive, but if we're going to get frustrated when so many people are like, hey, Pat Spencer played lacrosse, like we haven't heard that a million times before. If we're going to keep doing that, we got to respect the Utah Mammoth here. And it's funny because Tyson Guy, I believe it was Tyson Guy, who pointed out that at least it's Tusks up and not Tusk up, because Colorado is Tusk up. I'm going to spit and choke with saying that for some reason. But the Utah Mammoth went with Tusks up, okay? So I used to have a problem saying my S's, actually. That's why it's hard for me to say that. You don't care. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I appreciate the fans being as vocal as they were, because Colorado Mammoth fans show up 10,000 plus every night. They're incredible. But I'm also not going to be ignorant to this. And if you're a media member who's mad at the Mammoth, guys, come on. We have someone on Quicksilver Sports, the statistician, very vocal fan of the Roughnecks, by the way. He said the Houston Roughnecks exist. He said it on Twitter. And here's the issue with that. The comparison from the UFL to the to the NLL is sadly closer than you'd like to think. But Houston Roughnecks, like they're literally like the junior football team. That's fine. Like I don't care if you can find some random like UPHL or some other hockey league or baseball league that has these names. I'm just saying, I know the National Lacrosse League is a major sport, at least we want it to be, but I also need fans to realize don't be too exclusive. Because I've learned as a newer fan of this sport, especially box lacrosse, I've learned that fans, and it's not, I mean, they're passionate, but some media members even are like a little bit want exclusive rights to things. And if we're going to coexist with these other leagues, or at least try to, Utah, man, it doesn't matter. Like people probably thought I was going to go in here and blast Utah. I'm not. What I am going to blast is this, though. While every hockey team and their sister was commenting on the Utah Mammoth announcement on their Twitter page, I will say the Colorado Avalanche social media intern is a little bit unaware, because when they say, like, they made some tweet about the Mammoth, like, I'm going to read it verbatim because I was like, this is very odd from you guys. They said cold environments handshake emoji. And to me, the Colorado Avalanche should read, like the intern should read the room. I don't know if he knew that was going to happen. I just feel like, like that's, like you guys are owned by Kroenke. The Mammoth are owned by Kroenke. Can we not do that? Can we not like try to, like, by the Colorado Avalanche doing that, they're not acknowledging the Colorado Mammoth. And that to me does matter. Like fans can do it, but media members and social interns can't. Even the Colorado Mammoth, I get what they're saying because they're having fun with it. We've been the Mammoth since 2003. Great point. The Avalanche doing that when in the same barn they play in is the Colorado Mammoth. That was a bit unaware. Maybe not the media intern's fault. He was just having fun. The Tar Pits comments, maybe for the first time. They also aren't anywhere close to each other. Utah and Colorado are right next to each other. Well, wait, what? Is that true? I'm not like a big see, Utah is more, and I sound so dumb. I'm looking like where like Utah and Colorado map. Is it? Well, I sound really dumb and like unaware of geography by looking this up right now. Are they that close? See, why do I not know? Like that's so unaware of Utah stuff I am. I had no idea. I thought Utah was in the Southwest. I had no idea that Colorado was right there. That's so weird. America's not real. That was weird. That's actually a great point. Tar Pit says touching states. That's cute. No, you're right. I should not have had to Google that. Social studies is actually, newsflash, not my strong suit. There's statistician again, Red Kraken 18. Roughnecks fan, I'll never respect any team using. You see the thing is, well, we can't do that, bro. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't appreciate. Again, I'm not calling you up personally. I know you're a fan, but if we're lacrosse fans, we can't be this exclusive crap because a lot of people in the National Lacrosse thing are like, "Oh, you can't do that." Like, guys, yes, they can. Again, St. Louis Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. That matters. Don't do that. Took the name, tried to use the Outlaws, and then basically took the same wow hashtag. They did take the same hashtag. That was a little bit stupid. If I'm Stan Kroenke, or Kroenke, or we'll call him Cranky. If I'm Stan Kroenke, I'm pissed that they actually took the hashtag. That's a little bit unaware. Kyle Goalie says yikes. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kai. Okay. Listen, that's enough hockey talk. I'm tired of that. There's a reason I like lacrosse and I don't talk hockey. I'm sorry. Like I know there's a lot of fans out there who like both. I just feel like box lacrosse is a little bit. It's like box lacrosse is the cleaned up version of hockey. Shoot me, but that's just the way I feel. All right, when we come back to this awesome show, I did not want to do this, but I figured it was coming. I'm going to react to the NLL Award finalists, and it's not going to be fun. Thank you, Michael Day. Utah is right next to Georgia, I heard. All right, I'm getting tired of this conversation. Bye. We'll be right back. Stupid.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I would like to say, this comment may not seem important to a lot of people. This is one of the best comments I've ever heard. After Michael Day said Utah is right next to Georgia after the geography fart that I had earlier, Kai the goalie adding this while also being trained by Brett Dobson, because the Utah Archers obviously are in the PLL. Brett Dobson won back-to-back championships. Georgia Swarm, Brett Dobson's their goalie. That's one of the best and most clever comments I've ever heard in my life. And that kid, that's a kid. So you guys should be, might be a teenager. I think this is a kid. That you guys should be very ashamed, because that's one of the best comments and most clever comments I've ever heard on the show. That's amazing. That is a great connection he just made. Anyways, welcome back. So I did not want to do this today. Actually, I did, but I didn't. Like I'm a voice of reason here. I don't know if reason's the right word, probably not. I'm a voice of the media people who say, I'm a voice of the people who don't want to say anything out loud. And they might disagree, even the same people I'm talking about. But anyways, the NLL announced this award finalists, as I said they would, and it was at 1 o'clock Eastern. So I said 12, and the NLL was like, got real cute and did it at 1. Like, wow, thanks, guys. They definitely did all at once this year. Like last year, what they did was over like the course of a week, they did it. This year, they just threw it all out there at once in one big buffer scheduled post, which cool. I get it. This is gonna be a long topic, so bear with me here. All right. God, I don't want to do this. So the NLL Awards, of course, as we know, are voted on by a lot of media members, I believe. I think some coaching, I could be wrong, but a lot of media members are involved in this, which I know they didn't watch the games, as I'll get into soon. I'm going to give myself a point every time I see a guy who was named a finalist ended up winning my award. Okay? So, I'm going to have like this little tally going right here as I do this. All right. We're going to first go through them quickly. Coach of the Year, Rochester Mike Hazen. That's a point for me because I picked him to win coach. That was the Mike's pick. Kurt Malofsky and Jimmy Quinlan. I'll break that down soon. General Manager of the Year, Mike Board. I picked him as my GM of the Year. He's a finalist. That's 2 points for me. Derek Keenan of the Rush. Kurt Malofsky also gets the General Manager nod. Executive of the Year, John Catalano of the Thunderbirds, which I'll get to that. Scott Lawfer of the Bandits after like 5 sellouts, I believe, for them. And Jason Thorne of the Warriors. I did not say this out loud, so I won't give myself a point. But I did I ended up not doing Executive of the Year as one of my awards, but I would have gone with the Vancouver Warriors, whoever that was. It was him 1 and Scott Loeffler 2. So Jason Thorne would have been my pick. I'm not going to give myself a point for that. So there's that. And now we're going to get to the awards. Well, let's do the front office stuff first. Let's break this down, darn it. Okay. Mike Hazen, Kurt Malofsky, and Jimmy Quinlan, Coach of the Year finalists. Here's the issue, folks, of media members who don't know what they're doing. I could have sworn, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy Quinlan does not coach his team solely. I love Jimmy Quinlan. I never met the guy, but I passed by him in the Swarm locker room. That was cool. That was a big deal for me. I was like, oh, he actually exists. Okay, here's the deal. Jimmy Quinlan is a co-head coach. If Derek Keenan was also on this list, I like that. But can someone in the league explain to me why Jimmy Quinlan and Derek Keenan are not the same thing? Because I could have sworn co-head coaches have won it before. Could be wrong. That's weird. Carmelossi, Coach of the Year. I don't mind that. I'm gonna look at my awards finalists real quick. In my Coach of the Year, my top 5, I had Mike Hazen, Jimmy Quinlan, Derek Keenan seconds. But again, my gripe is they don't have Derek Keenan on his graphic. Micah Kersey 3rd, Glenn Clark 4th, John Tavares 5th. I did not have Malosky in my top 5. I would not be mad if he was in the top 5 or even 3. I think Micah Kersey deserves a little bit of credit. Actually, even though I ripped him yesterday, I believe. What was it? I lose track of how many times I get mad at people. But yeah, Micah Kersey was actually up there for me. But no, I can respect Kurt Malosky being a Coach of the Year more so than I can him being GM of the year, as I'll get to soon. But Mike Hazen, to me, the finish that Rochester had was amazing. And it might go to Jimmy Quinlan, which I'm going to be very angry about because he should not win the award. The league is telling you he will, like he has a chance, but again, Derek Keenan, it also exists, but whatever. Mike Hazen is my pick there, but if I had a feeling of who's going to win it, it's going to be Quinlan. Maybe Malosky. I feel like Mike Hazen's going to finish 3rd, actually, and I feel like Mike Hazen should finish 1st, whatever. General Manager of the Year, Mike Board, Derek Keenan, Kurt Malosky. My top 5, again, for the GM was Mike Board 1, Derek Keenan 2, love it, love it. Jimmy Dowd 3, Rich Lisk 4, Kurt Malosky 5. Guys, here's the deal. I put Malosky in the top 5. I'm going to be honest. He should not be a finalist. The gap for the first 3 guys is absolutely massive. And we cannot pretend that Kurt Malosky, not only did he not get, he gave up, like Aiden Walsh, who was future considerations for those wondering. At least that's what I'm reporting. I'm going to stand by. And I believe a pick, maybe I forgot what it was. And maybe another player to get Del Bianco. But the package did not include Owen Grant. It didn't include Marcus Clare. Didn't include anybody. And I'm like, what are we doing here? This guy backed into Del Bianco. I love what Kurt Malosky's building. I love that what he did as a head coach. I think Kurt Malosky is GM of the Year in that spot, and not Jamie Dowick is an issue. Because for me, I actually have a strong feeling Malosky could win the General Manager of the Year because I know how this league votes and they operate. I know these people have sickening biases when they vote. I'm going to get to that, but it's what it is. Guys, there's a major issue with this. Again, Malosky backed into Del Bianco, did not get him until the trade deadline. And that's all you had to give up? Oh, and he whiffed on Brock Haley? That has to matter. Why doesn't it matter? I think Derek Keenan and Mike Board, and I'll say Jimmy Dowick not getting a pick is insane. I'm stunned. I'm not stunned. The league loves Malosky, and they should, but they should not let it blind them. Again, Malosky's biggest flex this year is he backed in to Del Bianco the trade deadline. Wow. Good job, dude. I'm telling you, I think it's good he got the trade done. I think it's absolutely foolish for the voters to say, hey, dude, that's going to be their argument. It shouldn't be the argument. Again, Mike Board, Derek Keenan, and Jimmy Dowick are the 3 clear finalists. And I don't care which one you choose. I chose Mike Board, but there's no reason why Jimmy Dowick should be on this list. Should be on this list, and Kurt Malosky is. It makes no sense. Executive of the Year finalists, I made a tweet that said I thought that John Catalano being on this list is a little weird. Catalano literally won this award last year, and I could be wrong. I don't think Catalano, or how do you pronounce that name, I don't think what he did this year, even though he set a record for Halifax, I feel like they were already on the upward trajectory. I really think Scott Loeffler selling out Bandit, as high as the bar has been set in Buffalo, I really like Scott Loeffler. I would not be surprised if he won it. I would not be mad if he won it. Jason Thorne was putting butts in seats even before Del Bianco got there. Halifax's attendances, just for the record, for this past season versus last season. I'm getting to it right now, I swear. Okay, so last season, 9,100. This season, 9,700. I'm sorry, man. I don't feel like that's you're on a good trajectory, but to me, you've been awarded for it already. So I thought it was a little bit weird. I think Halifax got more than one, I think they had 3 times in this entire ballot that I was just upset about. But I thought they didn't need to be there. Buffalo went up 1,500. And again, their average was 16,900 last year. The average this year was 18,400. That's a big issue for me. 1,500 is a ton. That's a major difference. And let's again get to Jason Thorne. I should have had these numbers pulled up already. Jason Thorne, the Vancouver Warriors again. I'm getting to it now. Jason Thorne, last season the team had 8,800. This season they had 9,600. Again, Del Bianco was not there the entire season. I just think John Catalano is on a good trajectory, and he deserves credit. He does not deserve to be an Executive of the Year finalist. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. It sounds good when I say it. All right, so there's my take on the front office stuff. I do want to just dabble in this conversation quickly. I know people are going to be mad at me when I say this. Sometimes I care. Listen, I love Teddy Jenner, John Gertler, and I've never met Mackie Jenner, but I know she does an excellent job. Guys, I'm going to say it. I shouldn't say it because I know people are going to like me for saying it. I feel like Mackie Jenner is just a lot of people rooting for her. And again, she's awesome. What she does is really cool. I feel like there's other people that were deserving of this award. Now, obviously, I would hope, as many people do, that John Gertler finally gets the Media Person of the Year. I know I've talked to John Gertler on the show. He has said on air, and not on the show, but other shows as well. John Gertler said he doesn't care. But John Gertler deserves this award, so I'm just picking apart things right now. Teddy Jenner did an excellent job this year. Again, Mackie is awesome. Mackie loves the sport. Mackie is one of my favorite media people she entertains people. She's awesome. I feel like Mackie, the vote for Mackie, again, it's not her. I'm not blaming her. I'm saying Mackie Jenner is in a place where other people should have been nominated for. And again, in the end, I don't think so. In the end, I feel like, again, John Gertler is going to win it, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're a finalist, that does mean a little bit. And again, it's not Mac. I'm not blaming Mackie. I think she might win multiple one day. I feel like this year, it's just a little bit frustrating. And again, this has nothing to do with me not being nominated for anything or not even having a vote. I know there's other people that are doing stuff, and she might even admit that, okay? But no one's going to say that out loud. It's not even knocking her. It's interesting. Okay, so I had to say it. And again, she might even agree with that stuff. Like, come on. Let's get to, I just had to touch on that because no one else will. Even though I root for everybody. That's also why I did not do a Media Person of the Year. Because I kind of thought about it. I was like, it didn't really seem fair because I like people. And sometimes I have people who I like more than other people. It's weird because a lot of people say I don't like people. I love people. So when I'm interacting with these people, again, I've not interacted with Mackie except on 2 replies to her, and she replied back on Twitter. That's it. I'm just saying. I should probably leave it there. Okay, so the player awards is what we're going to get into. This is what I'm really mad at. So, Wesley Bird, Dane Smith, and Connor Fields MVP finalists. Listen, I'm going to be honest. Connor Fields deserved, even though I didn't give it to him. Dane Smith does not deserve it. Guys, the two arguments for Dane Smith, and they're decent arguments, are best team, he had the most points. Guys, Dane Smith had 32 goals. I would be more excited if Jeff Teat made this list. Why? Because if you watch the league this year, you know Dane Smith is not an MVP finalist. Guys, I don't agree with Wesley Berg being a finalist, even though I do think this is weird. I actually ended up putting Wesley Berg as my number. I should know this off the top. My number 3 MVP. Guys, here's the thing. Zach Currier was more valuable. And if you watch the Buffalo games, if you think Dane Smith stood out more than other players, you're wrong. You're like, stop. I wish Cooper Perkins said it best. While he was advocating for Wesley Berg, which cool. When he said don't look at box scores, this is what he's talking about. Now, for Cooper Perkins' sake, Wesley Berg actually did get a finalist. Good for him. Guys, there's no reason Dane Smith should be on this list at all. There's not. Josh Byrne had almost the same amount of his. Josh Byrne had 90 assists, okay? And Josh Byrne had 12 more goals. That, to me, matters. Especially, and again, no one wants to talk about this, the primary assists are 78 for Dane. Now, but only 56 for Josh, if we're being honest. I like to look at things from all sides. But 103 assists is, like, cool. Like, guys, if we're going to count secondary assists, do not elevate. If we're talking MVP, the assist numbers should not elevate you over other people. I know that the award is wide open, but Dane Smith, again, if you watched every game like you're supposed to do as a voter, Dane Smith is not the MVP and you know it. Problem is you didn't do that. And I don't know who you people are, but you know who I'm talking to. I promise you, there were a ton of voters who did not watch every game like people like me did. They did not. And I don't like when these people have these votes. You didn't watch if Dane Smith isn't in your top 3 MVP. You did not watch. And I've always been one I don't even like that argument for people. I just don't like when I'm looking at guys who deserve stuff and it's like, how do you even vote for that guy? Because you're a stat merchant. You're watching the box score. Like, watch the game. Put in the work like the rest of us, man. Guys, so there again, Dane Smith's only argument is best team. Agreed. Dane Smith's is on the best team with the most points. Actually, I have a better one for you. Here it is. This is such bad TV. I love Dane Smith. I believe I gave him my MVP like a year or two ago. This is not the year he deserves it. And for voters who actually, guys, they had to put like 5 people on their list. And Dane Smith was the top 3 vote getter. Get out of here. This, again, if Pat McAfee and Joe Rogan are going to help, make the league go like this finally, we're not ready for it because this is stupid. Okay, Wesley Berg at least has some clutch shots. I don't remember watching a Buffalo Bandits game saying, wow, Dane Smith. That didn't happen this year. You know it didn't happen. There were so many other great moments this year from Buffalo, and Dane Smith just had a bunch of assists. Wow. Come on, man. Guys, they're so lazy. All right, goaltender of the year. Again, Dane Smith, gun to my head, is the most valuable player on the Buffalo Bandits. But if we're going to do this thing every single year, he doesn't deserve a league MVP vote. That roster is stacked to high heaven. Come on. Bleh. Oh, by the way, no one on that list won my award, so I didn't get a point. Goaltender of the year, I give it to Dylan Ward. Nick Rose was very close. Nick Rose, oh God. Frank Scigliano and Matt Vince are the goalie of the year. Guys, in other news, in breaking news, the NLL voters are lazy. They're flat lazy. Again, if you watch the box score, Frank Scigliano, oh boy. Wow. Incredible. Goals against average, woo! Okay, now do the other things. Oh, what's that? Oh, see, here's the context for Frank Scigliano. Frank Scigliano literally, and I cannot stress this enough, missed 2 games. And in both of those games, do you think his team lost? Do you think they allowed 15 goals? They didn't. And you're saying in one of those games, the person backing him up was not even ready until like a day before? What? No way. And you're saying in the other game, a team was shut out in the first half? You're kidding. No, I'm not. Guys, a 20-year-old came and did exactly what Frank Scigliano would have done and may have done his job better in the second game. Listen, Scigliano, good job this year, man. I'm not even again. I think Frank Scigliano is an underrated goalie. And people that supposedly are going to help determine our legacies here with these players, the people who didn't watch, put him as a finalist. That angers me in the ways you couldn't believe. Again, I didn't have a vote. I can promise you I may have missed 2 or 3 games this entire season. And if I did miss games, I would watch them back. These people did not watch the league this year. Frank Scigliano, I can almost promise you, is the most likely to win that award. You know why? 2 reasons. Number 1, because of what you heard all year. Number 2, we feel sorry for him. Dude, screw you. I can't get over this. Guys, Frank Scigliano again has no business being a top 3 candidate for goalie of the year. And the worst part is he's going to win it. I know he is. Last year I knew Nick Rose was going to win it. You know why? Because voters made up their minds in week 15. That's why. They already knew they felt bad for Frank Scigliano. Dude, suck it up. These are grown men, professional athletes, and you're giving them sympathy awards. That's all this is. It's all this is. Last year, Nick Rose, Mitch DeSnoo, and Brad Cree were, I believe, like finalists for Defender of the Year. And you have the nerve to put Nick Rose goalie of the year. That's insane to me. Frank Scigliano, why is he here? Because he's never won it? Because the Rush had a good record? Like, give me a break, man. Like, it's just lazy. It's everything Cooper Perkins said, and I'll see the rest of it for him. It's lazy. God, these are players' legacies, and these people they're exclusive and they don't care. Offensive Player of the Year, Connor Fields. I actually love Connor Fields for MVP. Wouldn't mind if he won it. Dane Smith, Jeff T, way more deserving candidates for MVP for Offensive Player of the Year. Again, this award is okay because then all the assists are actually cool. Jeff Teat, I believe, probably is more worthy of an MVP this year. Honestly, I give him Offensive Player of the Year because I do feel like Offensive Player of the Year is kind of like a Jeff Teat award. Honest to God. Connor Fields, when Ryan Smith did what he did on the power play, and Ryan Lansbury led the team in primary assists, Connor Fields should not be Offensive Player of the Year. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not sorry. It just sounds good when I say it. I'm not as mad at that one, though. Defensive Player of the Year? Oh, I also get a point because Jeff Teat was my Offensive Player of the Year. That's a point for me. I'm actually excited for that. Again, Nick Rose, of the list they gave with the goalies, should win the award. He's not going to. Offensive Player of the Year, Jeff Teat might win the award or should win the award. It might go to Dane Smith. Defensive Player of the Year, Ryan Dilks. Okay. Another one I have an issue with. I don't get this. Ryan Dilks and Graham Hossack are not Defenders of the Year. Guys, you ever heard of a guy named Paul Dawson? Does that ring a bell to anybody? Why not? Paul Dawson blocked 53 shots this year. I could also argue Owen Grant had a better year as a defender than Ryan Dilks did. Yet here we are. Graham Hossack, guys, I get it. He's tough. Plays for Halifax. What else you got? I mean, honestly. Now, Matt Hossack, my Defender of the Year, that's a 4th point for me. I'll actually take those odds. I do think Matt Hossack will win the award. But, again, Graham Hossack, I don't know what he did this. I don't know what Graham Hossack did this year. Again, this is so stupid. Yeah, I'm refreshing myself on these numbers now. Let's see here. Regular season, you had Mitch DeSnew, Matt Hossack, Ryan Dilks, Shore. Owen Grant again Owen Grant had 15 more blocked shots and 3 less caused turnovers than Ryan Dilks did. You know what's crazy? The same box score watchers somehow give it to Ryan Dilks. You can't make this stupid crap up, man. These people are not serious. They're just not. Mike Messenger, another one. Like I said, Mitch DeSnew, Matt Gilray, no. Graham Hossack, again, why? What is the argument for Graham Hossack? I watched him play. No, you didn't. You're just from Halifax. That's the only reason you like this. Like, give me a break, man. But I do actually think Matt Hossack will win that award. Transition Player of the Year, Zach Currier, Owen Grant, Ryan Tarafinko, who Ryan Tarafinko actually fell off the last half of the year, but who cares? When I heard in week 10 that Ryan Tarafinko should be Transition Player of the Year, I already knew. So I actually think this award might go to Zach Currier, but don't be shocked if it goes to Ryan Tarafinko. Why? Because the media already told you it would. Finally, sportsmanship. I don't care about that one. Rookie of the Year finalists. You know what? What a full circle moment for me, okay? First of all, Adam Patra is a finalist, so I got 5 points, okay? There you go. Guys, respectfully again, you didn't watch. And if you did watch, you made up your mind in week 10. Brandon O'Neill, Dyson Williams, and Adam Patra. And I have a feeling the voters put Dyson Williams. And I'm going to tell you why I have that feeling. Because they also put Brandon O'Neill. Guys, you did not watch. The voters who didn't watch are going to hate, talk me. I don't care. You know who you are. You didn't watch. Brandon O'Neill was my guy going in. I love Brandon O'Neill. He was not very good the entire second half of the season. Since the trade deadline, when they shipped off Holden Katoni, Brandon O'Neill was supposed to go up in production. He did not. If anything, he dropped. And you have people out there who only saw the highlight reel goals that put this man as a finalist. It's unacceptable. Again, talking about the pro Halifax stuff, how in the world is Mike Robinson and Will Johansson on this list? How? Brandon O'Neill, again, I can't believe I'm the one doing this. I'm the one who loved Brandon O'Neill. Loved the guy. I almost bought a jersey patch card from eBay because PLL sold out of trading cards like 6 months ago. Little fun story that you didn't need to know. But it's like, how is he a finalist, man? It doesn't make sense. You can't make it make sense. And yet, here we are. You got people. I'm actually very happy I'm not a part of this. I'm happy I didn't have a vote. I now have the same mindset of Ty Merrow. This thing is stupid. This is why I do my own awards, because I don't trust these people. This is why I'm going to order some trophies, because I don't trust these people who make these award votes. They're sickening. They don't watch these games, man. And I get it. It's hard. You got day jobs. Listen, so do I. If you know you didn't watch, and especially those of you who only watched one team and covered one team, get the heck out of here. You know, I know some of these guys who are voters did not watch the games, because on a broadcast, some of these guys would say, oh, nice goal there. And they wouldn't know who the goal scorer was until his name popped up on the screen. If you watch the games, you would know who it is, wouldn't you? Just fine. It's hysterical to me, actually. You cannot make this stuff up. I told you guys this was going to be a long topic. This might be like a 25, 30-minute topic. I don't care. Screw it. Unbelievable, man. I get myself so worked up, and I shouldn't, but it's like no one else is going to say it yet. And until Pat McAfee and others like join this movement of lacrosse podcasters, I'm going to say it. Because there are people out there who are very cautious about what they say, and there are other people who just don't care and don't watch. Okay, like what is your art? This is why I said I want these voters to be transparent, because so many of these awards, I'm like, what the hell, dude? It doesn't make sense the way they voted, man, and they know it doesn't make sense. God, I swear to you, Dyson Williams wins Rookie of the Year. If Frank Giuliano wins Goalie of the Year, I'm gonna lose my head. I'm gonna literally find a way to unscrew my head. Live on air, at least. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the other Mammoth team, and then we're finally going to wrap it up. I'm glad you sat through that if you did, because it's hard, man. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME gets you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reminder, if you want your tickets for the next game, go to 12sports.com and click the tickets tab, and there you will see tickets to all kind of entertainment events, including all sports and Broadway and theater, music artist concerts for less prices than everybody else. Alrighty. Let's do this now. The 2026 chances, the Colorado Mammoth. I'm going to make this segment kind of quick today because I went ballistic on the last segment. I'm sorry. It's been a long last 2 weeks, man. All right, so this past season, the Colorado Mammoth went 8-10, and I think a lot of people might agree with this, that if they had stayed healthy with Zed Williams and Eli McLaughlin, they probably would have made the playoffs, if we're being honest with ourselves. Again, in the games that Zed Williams missed this year, he had 33 points in 10 games. But the Mammoth were 3-6. They were 6-4 with him, and they were, good Lord, they were 2-6 without him. It was a big fall off. And the offense for the Mammoth was also not very good. Ever since, let's look at the last 5 games for this team. 14-9, 17-12, 15-10, 11-6, blue, and 11-5, puke. And the worst part is, I know they play the Rush and the Roughnecks, but in those last 2 weeks, they actually had a really big chance to make the playoffs and fell flat on their face. With that being said, I gave Dylan Ward my goaltender of the year. And another race, to be fair, is wide open. I just don't like the finalists. They're probably going to win the award. But I do think it's a wide open race between like Zach Higgins, Dylan Ward, Nick Rose, etc. But he had a great year. He had the bounce back year that Mammoth fans were expecting. The NLL media were anticipating would come soon. Had a really awesome year. It didn't mean much towards the end of the year because obviously they had no offense. But I do believe a healthy Zed, an available Eli McLaughlin, in another year, another offseason, or finally an offseason to work with Will Malcolm. I just feel like the Mammoth are going to be fine next year. I really do. Again, Ryan Lee, Will Malcolm, Connor Robinson, Connor Kelly, Eli McLaughlin, Zed Williams. This team is stacked to high heaven. Not to mention Robert Hope. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but this team is set for a long time. And I do think next year they might have I'm actually going to predict this now. So I'm going to make sure I have to bookmark this to make sure I stand by my prediction. I would not be surprised if Colorado is a top 4 seed next year or better. I'm not kidding. Like, Dylan Ward is all the way back. They're going to be awesome next year, and I can't wait. So, and good for them too, because they're good for the league. Because that Loud House is, it's like watching the Nuggets playoff game, and I think the Mammoth should get a lot of credit for that. I do want to mention this, and I'm not going to say much about it. But remember, I told you guys that Friday, May 30th, is the last show of season 3. I have the date for season 4, but I will not announce it yet. I will show you a teaser video that I feel like is fair to the people. I'm not going to tell you why I have this on here, but just know the future is bright for Daily Dive. Check this out. I know. Isn't that so just mysterious? Just keep an eye on that. It might take a few months. I'll leave it there, but yeah. I just wanted to show that video to the folks who are loyal and like to stay to the end of the show. Remind you to follow us at Daily Dive LEX on social media. There, of course, is my Kevin Crowley sign ball. I love that. I love that I won 1 week of Preston's picks last year. Just love it. Could have won the whole thing this year had I actually done my picks, but again, nothing to do with today's show. Tomorrow, I will talk about Paul Rabel and his, Rabel's Place, or whatever the crap, the PLL thing with Peyton Manning collaboration. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, among other things. We also got, I believe, I won't say the guests yet, but I believe we're rooting for some more guests in the next 2 days or so. So stay tuned for that, because we do have to start getting prepped for the last one. I'll be nice to the Halifax numbers and say 2 games. But yeah. Daily Dive LAX to check out the awesome updates for the show, etc. And Coach Leroy, Captain, all the good people. Thank you for all you guys do. Go to dailydivelacks.creator-spring.com to see the shop, or you can click the link in our social media bios. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 on Sports. Reminder, this has been a presentation of 12 on Sports and Daily Dive. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.